This is a video chart presentation of Arotech Corp. Arotech is a NASDAQ listed stock, trading on ticker ARTX. See right off, stock's basically in a longer term uptrend, continually making higher lows. Caught in a range for the last few weeks. Some very tight trading with the support level right there at $3.50, but also a pretty tough resistance point at $3.75. Some may also consider this a bit of a triangle pattern, given the stock is coming from highs up over top of $6 right there at the end of March, which will form a trend line that we'll look at in a moment and see how that trend line ties in with some static resistance and overall some breakout points we'll be looking for ARTX. Now with the downward pressure right through here, MACD slipped back down through zero, but seeing the histogram bars moving back towards positive territory, telling us that a bullish cross of the MACD passing through the signal line just may happen. So we'll be watching closely for that. And of course, see the MACD try and move back up into positive territory, show us the trend is going back bullish. You can see similar back through here in May, the fall off from the highs, MACD went back into negative territory, dropped a bullish cross, started its upward movement. The stock made a real nice bounce from down around $3 to ultimately all the way up to just over $5. And similarly, that happened back here in February as well. So it's an important thing for us to pay attention to and see how that plays out. With the drop from the high over 5 and now trading sideways, slow stow shows there's not a lot of momentum in the play, but it is kind of eking higher a little bit. Nothing too special, but a little bit of momentum is building. Money flow index, the 14 is at 46.6, pretty neutral reading. Again, a little bit of uptrend. Price per share is trending right now around its 14-day average, which is pretty much to be expected, again, given the sideways motion. Going right along with the same theme. Relative strength index inching upward, but still only registering a 40. Want to see it over top of that 50 mark and holding there to show that the bulls have control of momentum. As I mentioned, a little bit of a triangle pattern. And I also want to go ahead and note the static support at 350 and the resistance at 375. Also note this purple line, the 20-day moving average, it's at 391. Moves pretty quickly, so it's bearing down on that resistance point. Just going to add a little bit of dynamic resistance to that static resistance point and make it just a little bit more important that the stock price, if it moves up, it breaks through the 20-day, starts trading on the upper half of the Bollinger Bands, which is a much more bullish look. As far as the next resistance above that, I'd look at $4. You can see it was a little bit of a support area. Again, back here, a support area. And way back in the end of 2013, beginning part of 2014, it was a resistance point. But I think if it breaks through this channel, it'll probably take out $4. I'd look for a much heavier resistance, really up around $4.80. We could drag that down to about $4.50, which will actually tie in with the trend line and an old level of support right through here the last few months. So it wouldn't be surprising to see resistance start to pick up through there. Also happens to be just above the 50-day moving average. But if it breaks out of this channel, moves through $4, and starts to show some stronger trend and momentum, I wouldn't be surprised to see that upward pressure continue, come right up here and challenge that 480 mark. Now obviously that's a nice gain from where it sits currently at 370, so we'd want to watch the trading activity at that resistance point, see if there's any profit taking for people that are buying in down at this lower area, and again, coming off this bottom trend line. So if this overall pattern stays intact, it's quite possible to see a nice move through these levels. Volume's not bad, 439,000 shares traded. That's right about average for it. And if we see volume start to come in, you can see the stock moves pretty quickly on more heavy volume days, including spikes like this back in March, where the stock jumped about 50%. So we're certainly going to keep our eye on volume and see if it comes pouring in, because it can really lend to the idea of potentially a nice breakout. To the downside, if it falls through that support, I'd look for some more, but not till around $3. But ultimately, if it can't hold this trend line, chart's losing a little bit of its appeal. Right now, we're primarily watching for the breakout to the upside. So those are the things that we'll be looking for in the ARTX chart. But as always, merely my interpretation. I'm not a financial consultant. Strongly encourage you to do your own proper due diligence. Consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Please visit the allpennystocks.com website to view the full disclaimer disclosure. And do not base any investment decisions upon any material found on the website and/or this video chart. No person employed by All Penny Stocks is a registered investment advisor or licensed broker-dealer. Thank you for watching. Trade smart.